she is also suffering from the same ailment. She'd been in contact with some friends of hers from the Harpers who had a inkling on where to start to discover this, because it's not just them. It's been affecting lots of people in Faerun. And so they were looking for able bodies to join them, and they thought maybe Stefani would know some people, and sure enough she did. Her assistant, Professor Benmus, knew you guys and just kind of named you out and said, hey, would you come join our information gathering effort? So you guys paired up with the Harpers, went south of Baldur's Gate to a nearby forest where a lich lives, and we intending to question the lich to find out what they might know about this sickness or curse or whatnot. The Harpers distracted the lich on the surface while you guys snuck in through a cave entrance into her basement and stole her phylactery to get leverage for the conversation. Mission was a success, and you got paid, and we found the lich said that whatever is causing this, it's some sort of major magic effect that's very similar to a lich's magic. However, it's also interfering with her own magic. It's stealing souls before she can claim them into her phylactery. So she's very upset by that. So something is sucking at the souls of the dead, and apparently including those who have returned to life. And the best she could tell, the effect was coming from somewhere on the peninsula of Chult, far to the south. You guys returned her phylactery, and everyone was able to make it home safe. Ramalia Haventree got a good knock on the head, but most of you are alive. At least all of you that were there at the end. A handful of Harpers died off screen. Beyond that, we went back to Baldur's Gate, and the Harpers asked if you would continue helping. Hey, able bodies, if you've got time and are able to help us hunt this down, the sooner we do this, we might be able to start bringing people back or save more people from passing away. So, those of you that were there agreed. You had some time to equip yourself mundanely in Baldur's Gate. And then Syndra was familiar. The merchant Syndra was familiar with Chult. She said she has contacts there, and so she has offered to get you there quicker than a boat. It could be quite a long boat ride, but she's a somewhat powerful magic wielder in her own right, and so she has offered to teleport everyone there. With that, was roughly where we left off, and then did some leveling up. Yeah. So we are about to drop in to the city of Port Nianzaru on the peninsula of Chult. Let's see, reload that, preload that. Now, Syndra also provided you guys with the best map she has available of Chult. It's not great. It's more of a coastline map. But that's most of what has been able to be charted so far by professional chart makers. Not that people haven't ventured in, but nobody's been able to properly map it all, and so a lot of it is a big mystery, except maybe to some locals. It's a very dense, dangerous jungle. And so this map, I can pull you guys here. This is what you have, and you guys actually have this in-game, this map.
Ooh, fancy.
Should be a fun little hex crawl. A DM note as we're going through this adventure. I'm gonna try. We'll try out the whole hex crawl thing, resource management. We'll see how it goes. If it starts becoming too much busy work or things like that, maybe we can let up on it, or maybe as we get to higher levels, it starts streamlining a little more. But I figure we'll try it as written, at least at first, and I don't know, maybe it's fun. I've never done a hex crawl before, so we get to try this out. Should be exciting. Hello, is that a Zach?
It is. How are you?
Hi, Zach. I was just recapping everything, but I know you have it all memorized, so you're an
Yeah,
expert.
more or less. Last time to wrap it up, I mean, we went to a funeral.
You don't have to reiterate.
No, we didn't.
It's okay.
We went through okay, fine. Sorry. Thanks for being patient. Dinner cooked longer than I thought it was going to.
Oh, good. You know, you can take it out before the fire alarm goes off, right? Kidding. Okay, so I was actually just reading the end of it, and you guys were teleported to Thoridne and Zaru. Yoink. Let me know if you guys can see this map. I figured I'm not going to try to do anything fancy with like hiding icons.
Yes,
or
I can.
anything like that.
I can see it.
Is visible.
The most annoying thing about this map is that apparently north is to the right. Not sure what's up with that.
I hate it when they do
That
maps
way.
like that. Oh, I guess it's for the book. That makes sense. So they don't have to do it as a 2-page spread.
Yeah, 8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a smart move, but it is definitely annoying.
I mean,
Just do 11 by 17. Have it be a fold-out. Voila.
Nathan could have rotated it in-game.
Yeah, but then the words are sideways.
We're smart. We can read, right?
Fair
We
enough.
can read upside down.
Only sometimes.
We're also smart enough to be able to tell.
Yeah, apparently I'm not able to rotate within Foundry. I'd have to go use an image editor and rotate the image, then load that. I'm not smart enough for that,
Yeah, God
That's
forbid.
right?
Hey, that's
Maybe we'll
impressive.
try.
You got the grid pretty close.
It should be perfect, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, welcome to Thoridne and Zaru. I hadn't quite decided where you guys were teleporting into. You guys appear at a teleportation circle inside a temple. And I'm just going to use the party bus icon. Yoink. All right. You guys appear inside a temple. This temple... where's my map?
We're looking at your map.
Yeah, but like the DM map where everything's labeled.
Oh.
All right, so, it is the 5 of you plus Syndra, the NPC, as well as 2 other Harper agents that I don't believe I named. But they quickly depart. It appears they know where they are, where they're going. They were just coming along because teleport can take a bunch of people. Syndra says, "Welcome. This is the Temple of Savras. Savras is a deity some of you may be vaguely familiar with. Kind of a god of the future, deity of wizards, fortune tellers, divination, blind truth, kind of a thing. Apparently has a temple here. This is a very old building up on some sort of hill. Looking outside, all the houses and everything around are very opulent. Right up here on this hill, around the temple. This is a very tropical city under a blazing sun. You hear familiar sounds of like a harbor down below, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones. It's all mingling with voices, shouting and cursing in some unfamiliar languages, filled with clicks and inhalations and sing-songy words that make it kind of almost musical, the bustle around. There's the aroma of some unfamiliar spices, tropical fruits, mixed with the wharfside smells of fish and tar and canvas. Beyond that, Port Nyanzaru is just kind of an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, salmon pink. The walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building sports like baskets and clay urns of flowers, colorful flowers, or draped in leafy flowering vines. As you wander through, Odin, please go away. As you wander kind of slowly out onto the street, you can hear minstrels in bright clothing with feathers and shells performing on street corners. There's lots of like multicolored pennants and sun awnings flutter atop the city walls. You can kind of see an outer wall there. Some of the city is outside it, but and even on this street up here, there's a little crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes that kind of race past the temple, squealing in delighted terror as some street performer costumed as a big lizard stomps and roars behind them. The whole city just seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, singing, all of it. Just a very lively port city. The temperature is fairly warm. Not quite oppressive yet, but you could see it easily getting there. Very humid, very tropical. Some clouds floating through the sky. Today it's a very blue sky pocked with white clouds, not overcast or anything yet. But yeah, it's like Houston in the height of summer. Ew.
Oh, that just makes me nauseous now, just as I vomit over there. Feeling all sweaty.
Complete with hurricanes.
Pass.
Oh boy.
But yeah, this is where we are. Sidra takes a moment, kind of looks at all of you and says, well, I think I've shared everything I know. We don't know much. You guys learned more than I did on your little escapade with Romalia. But welcome to Chult. Hopefully you can find whatever we're looking for here. I have a friend lives here in the city. I'm going to go stay with him. I'm not sure how long this will take you all. I probably only have another... if things continue at this rate, the doctors say maybe 2 months. But... yes, I'll stay here in the city in case I can be of assistance. But welcome to Chult. And when she said she had a friend that lives nearby, she kind of motioned vaguely behind her towards this bridge out here. And my thing isn't pinging. Lovely.
Make sure you're on the right tool.
There we go. So this is Chult. I can try to give a little direction or something, but I don't know. What are you guys feeling first? I can prompt you, but what are you guys thinking? How are you hoping to approach this problem?
The professor would like to start just going around and seeing what kind of, I guess, meeting with the religious people here who have dealt with the effects on the sea and see if it's been going on here longer than it has been affecting the rest of the world, or if this kind of all started at like once.
I think Smoke is going to kind of wander around the market ward a little bit, kind of touch base with people she's done business with in the past, see if any new interesting and fun things have popped up through the grapevine that might hint at what's going on. And then if that doesn't pan out, I'm going to casually make my way over to where the gambling takes place.
Oh, one more thing before Syndra wanders off. She tells you the name of the person she's staying with. His name is... I had it here. His name is Wakanga. Wakanga Otamu. So you guys should be able to locate him if you need to. Apparently he lives vaguely around here, up on this hilltop.
Can you
But then
put that
she
spelling in
also-
chat?
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, with push to talk, I just have to let off the push button so I can type. But then she also says, if you're looking for accommodations, I hear there's a number of reputed taverns over in the Red Bazaar. Do you see that building over there? And she points at the highest point in the city, which is this large cyan building down to the east. She points to that building. It's the highest point in the city. And she says, over on that side of town, a little south of that, you should be able to find the Red Bazaar around there. I hear there's a couple taverns in that direction. What was the name? She knows the names. The Thundering Lizard or Kaya's House of Repose. So, I hear the Thundering Lizard's where you go if you really like to party. Anyway, let me know if you have any more questions or if I can assist in any way. So yeah, she's vaguely pointing out over there. I guess one of the big bazaars has some taverns nearby. Okay, sorry. Back to what you guys were doing. The professor. So we're kind of divvying up a little bit. Professor wanted to go talk to some priests, and Smoke wanted to just wander through crowds.
Like touch base with like merchants and people that I've done business with in the past. See if they have any fun and new interesting things that might connect to what we're looking into.
Gotcha.
I'll go ahead and I'll join Professor Benmus. I think starting at the religious center might be helpful.
Tenzin will like go up to the young boy, like basically like playfully, shadow box with him, and then like jump up and like put his arm over Gerald's shoulders and like pull Gerald down to his level. And Tenzin is a tall dwarf, so it's not so bad, but Gerald's probably half hunched over, and he starts pointing towards the tavern, and he starts dragging Gerald with him to go off to go drink.
Oh God.
Oh, okay.
I like to imagine Gerald looks terrified in this moment.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's funny. Gerald, you're going along?
Yep.
Gerald has no idea what he's about to get himself into.
Drinking.
I like to imagine that's Tenzin's inner monologue as he's dragging Gerald down the street.
Yeah, he doesn't say any of this, but he is mentally going drinking.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay. Well, the quickest looking around. Let's see. Jason Zek. So, or Professor and Thoridne. Just looking around where you're at, you guys are kind of on an elevated position. You see a handful of buildings that look like they might be religious centers or temples, including the one you just teleported to a circle at. You're standing in front of one right now.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, you could turn around and head inside and start your search here. Maybe I should have given you guys all party tokens. Moke is wandering off. I'm just going to put you in a random market there.
Perfect.
Tenzin and Gerald, I'll come to you guys in a bit, but let's put you down here in a market in the rough direction where the inns were. It's not too hard to follow the city. Okay. Let's see, starting with Thoridne and Professor Benmus, as I said, you can clearly see this temple is devoted to the god Savras, a god of fortune and divination and predicting and things like that, and omens and whatnot. His symbol is like a monstrous eye or a crystal ball filled with eyes.
I feel lucky about this place.
This building looks old and grand. This is possibly the oldest building in the city. Just looking at it, the tiled roof on the great dome. Okay. You also can see from afar. It looks like there might be another temple down below you, right here. And then another temple way out on that island. You can kind of spy from where you're at.
Oh, that's a temple. I was thinking it was going to be a lighthouse.
Right? So did I.
I kind of thought it was going to be where we teleported in at.
Meh. Yeah. Seen from a distance, that temple way out there, the roof seems to float in midair. Looking really close, you're like, oh, maybe it's like shiny, maybe it's mirrors or something, but it looks like the roof is just floating. On that temple way out there. Anyway, this temple here. Walking inside, it's middle of the day, mid-morning. You can see some patrons walking about. Some are praying or cleaning or things like that. And you see one or two priests wandering through. Remind me, what's your plan here? What are you hoping to do? What are you hoping to find out?
Honestly, just trying to look to gather some information, and since people are dying and not coming back, or dying and then not staying alive, what better place to start than with the religious area down here? See if
I guess this is also not a bad place to maybe start trying to get more information on, what was it again that the Legend called it? The Lantern of Souls or something like that?
Did I give it a name? Maybe I did.
Soulmonger.
That's right.
Is that what it was? Soulmonger? Okay.
She called it the Soulmonger. She didn't explain what it was, but she called it the Soulmonger.
It gives us a lead.
Okay. You guys start briefly asking a couple questions, and you're directed to the head priest of the temple. The little acolyte you're talking to referred to him as Grandfather Zitembe. Kind of directed you down a hallway, and it's like, oh yes, he should be over in this side altar room. As you wander over there, you can kind of see in the door as you're walking down the hallway, and you see what looks to be an older gentleman with combed back white hair, priestly robes. Most it matches the description you were given of Grandfather Zitembe, and he's having a heated conversation with a couple gentlemen in leather armors, things like that. But they're standing there. It's not aggressive. It's not like they're about to come to blows or anything. It's just very animated. He's having a heated conversation. But and I guess if you care, you can try to eavesdrop a little bit. But otherwise, as I'm assuming, as you walk up, they'll break up their conversation.
I probably won't eavesdrop. That'll be up to the professor.
I
if he
won't.
wants
I
to
won't
or not.
either.
All right. Seeing you, he's like, oh, good. You can see this like look in his eyes, like, oh, good, something to distract me from it. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. I will need you to leave. I have other things I must do here. Please. They kind of grumble. You hear a couple other words exchanged. It's hard to make out what they're saying, but then with scowls on their faces, they turn and kind of depart. And once they've...
Okay. Sorry, I thought he was telling that to us.
Oh, no. He's talking to the gentleman he was discussing with.
I'm with you now.
And then as they walk out of the room, he kind of waves you in and then waits for them to turn around a corner before letting out a long sigh and just going, that's over. Hello, friends. Welcome to the temple. Welcome to the home of Savras. How may I assist you?
Well, I guess if the professor isn't going to speak up, Thoridne will greet this guy. He was the head priest. Is what it was.
Yeah, the head priest.
Head priest. It was Father.
Grandfather Zitembe. Put that in chat.
Grandfather Zitembe. Thoridne will go up and says, yes, you must be Grandfather Zitembe. We're here from pretty far away from the Sword Coast and trying to figure out some alarming situation that seems to be coming from here.
Sword Coast, that is far. Well, that's quite a long way to come for counsel. What is your trouble?
Have you had any issues with either casting of the revivify rituals, or for people who have been brought back from the dead? Have they been getting sick or dying?
You see his face kind of change a little bit. Goes, so that's happening elsewhere as well. We've had troubles with that. We worried it was just some new sickness from the jungle. But if you say it's happening on the Sword Coast as well, yes, we've had some looking into it, including, I believe, there's a researcher here from the Sword Coast who may have been assisting with that as well. Let me retrieve her. And he kind of pops his head out the door and flags down a acolyte that's walking nearby and says, whispers a couple words to him and sends him on his way. But yes, please. I don't know much myself. It seems like people we've helped in the past that passed away rather violently or things like that, and we were paid handsomely to bring them back from their unfortunate end. They've started growing ill, started passing away, and the spells have started failing here as well. We have no idea what could be causing it. Like I said, we thought it might be some sickness from the jungle. You think I could assist you?
Well, about how long has this been going on?
Oh, I'd say the first time one of our spells failed. We don't do them very often here, but I think I heard of one at the Temple of Gond had failed maybe 10 days ago. The sickness had started taking people a little before that, but I think that was the first time a spell failed. Yeah.
When did the sickness start taking people?
The first one that I was aware of, maybe 16, 17 days ago. It's been going on for quite a bit. We've had lots of research. We don't deal much in the healing magics here. Mostly we look for, well, we always keep our eye on those Yuan Ti. They're tricksy, but we haven't seen them here in a long time. That's more of a formal matter. But a lot of times we deal with business matters nowadays. Portents of business deals, outlooks for newborn children, affairs of the heart, things like that. I may be able to divine something. If you can get me a little more information about what what might be causing this.
We have heard that it's called something called the Soulmonger.
About that time, the door is open, but you hear kind of a light knocking on the door to grab attention. Grandfather, I brought the I brought the researcher. And you turn, and standing behind him is a human woman, somewhat pretty, wearing academics clothing, with brown hair and very golden eyes, kind of a metallic sheen to them almost. She's holding a couple of books in her arms. And black hair. It's hard to say. Very bright lights. But she's standing there, and the professor says, Liara, good. You may be able to help with this. I'm glad you were in the temple today. You may be able to help with this. Gentlemen, please repeat what you said. Professor, you actually recognize this lady. Liara is a researcher that would visit with Stefania frequently, bringing her research notes and things she found. Very similar to what Smoke does, except a lot more text-based and things like that. She's a very respected researcher in the field.
It's good to see you again.
Greetings.
I'm surprised to see you in this neck of the woods.
Surprised to be down here, but gotta figure out what's going on, and I love a good puzzle.
Yes, it's not been my area of focus, but of course word gets around.
So, do you know anything extra about what's been happening with these life-giving rituals and why the magic seems to be failing?
I must say, not a whole lot. I was brought here a while ago, working for one of the merchant princes. He's had me working on different notes and books that he's found here. My studies have kept me away from the magics of the land. But there is no question that does not have an answer, so we can search for it.
Well, do you know a good place to start searching for it?
If nothing else, I can ask my sponsor.
Oh.
Like I said, he is one of the princes of the city. I'm sure he's had more than I have of news.
Is that our next lead then? And I look over at Benmus, I'm sorry.
Grandfather Zatembe speaks up and goes, well, perhaps we could perform a ritual here. I can look into it. The name Soulmonger is a lot more information than anyone else seems to have so far. Perhaps it will be enough. Together with the confirmation of the scope of this problem, that it's affecting far beyond Chult. Could be expensive, though. If you would make a donation to the church, maybe 25 gold, that would help us perform the ritual. It'll take me overnight, though. You'd have to come back tomorrow to find out what we've learned.
Oh, you and your rituals.
I can fund that. And
Oh,
I'll
you know
start
me, darling.
digging through my pockets to get some money. And I will pay the man 25 gold.
Ah, lovely. This will go towards all of our efforts here to keep the city running as smoothly as we can, especially with all the healing needed with this sickness going around. Trying to avoid raising people if we can. Yes, come back tomorrow morning. I will consult with the guides and see what they show me.
Okay. And I guess I'll look over at what was the researcher's name again?
Liara.
I'll look over and I'll say, Miss Liara, do you happen to know anything about Soulmonger in any of the research you've done?
I've heard the name, but very little hard evidence on it. I would have to
Okay.
consult my books.
So back over at Benmis, I'll ask him. So now what? Do we go and try to talk to her sponsor, or go take a look at some of the other temples and see if they may know something?
I think we should exhaust all of what we can find out at the temples. That one out there on the island seems most intriguing.
Thoridne will just nod his head in agreement.
And then I would like to thank the father for his time. As we begin to leave.
Liara, is it
Yeah?
possible for you to get us a meeting with your sponsor?
Oh, I shouldn't doubt that'd be a problem.
Oh, excellent.
And
I
then
guess we should do that at least at some point.
And Liara, I'd say you meet with him at least once a day, sometimes more, depending on what you found in your studies. And you'd probably be meeting with him even this afternoon. Wouldn't be a bad opening if you're going for that.
Yeah. I'll let them know that.
An afternoon tea.
as we're walking out, I'd like to ask Liara if she knows what temple that is that's out there on the water.
On the island?
Yeah.
That's the Temple of Soon. It's the goddess of passions and such emotional things, really.
Okay. And then the one down here?
I'm not familiar with that one. I generally don't get out a whole lot.
Oh, it's Gond. You said Gond.
Oh, yeah. Sure, Gond. Yeah, that's Gond.
Gond with the wind.
Gond is a god of craftspeople, smiths, carvers, hydro engineers. I don't know.
Well, then that sounds like a place dwarves should go.
The aqueduct?
You can see chimneys
has
coming
Gond
up
done
that
for
look
us?
like they belong to forges or things like that.
So, well, let's go check out Gond before we go out and check out Soon.
Both of them involve walking north down the road, and then Soon is either across the bridge, or Gond is down the steps to the lower, off of this hill. Yeah.
It's easy enough.
Both
And
of
then,
these-
where is the patron or the prince located?
Oh, his manor is over by the Golden Throne.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter which way, we're going to backtrack no matter what, some form or fashion.
Looks like it.
And in the direction that Liara points, as you guys are kind of out at the streets, looking in the direction you want to go, you see a large palace across the bridge. Very opulent, guards out front. Just a big opulent building with a golden roof, all tiled across the top, and lots of people wandering in and out that don't look shabby people. But yeah. All right, I will come. Let's see. And Liara, I suppose you would just meet up with them later, or what do you do now? Go back to your research.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'd schedule a time, of course, to meet with Liara and her
Sponsor.
Yeah. Stop
Thank
by
you.
in the early evening.
Okay,
Early evening. Maybe we can try to grab the rest of the party then too.
that's what I'm thinking.
Rest of the party? There's more than you?
There are three others. We have, I believe you had may have met Smoke once in passing, our tiny little cat friend.
Oh, yes. We
And-
need to catch up.
Right, and then we have two others, Tenzien and the boy.
Gerald.
The boy.
The boy.
And sometime in the last 20 years, you've met Gerald. I'm not sure at what age you might have seen him last, but Stefania's great nephew.
Ah, I see.
I was probably 3.
Well,
Until
what an interesting time for a reunion.
yes, and until he does something impressive, he will be the boy.
Damn.
Wow.
Setting the bar high.
Wow, what a dick.
Maybe not that high. You got to remember he is a dwarf.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Okay. We'll take a brief respite from that. Let's go Smoke next. Smoke, how long are you feeling like you're going to be out and checking stuff?
I think I can dedicate a good 30 minutes to an hour to it. And if I don't hear anything interesting, then I'm just going to make my way to the gambling pit.
For races or the executioner's run?
Races, of course.
Gotcha. You quickly find out, well, just from chattering, the races happen usually twice a week, or twice a 10-day, and the next one isn't for 2 days. So 2 days from now there'll be another race. You hear a little chatter about who's gonna enter their dinosaur and who's gonna be the favored and that kind of thing. The challenge about getting information isn't getting people to talk. It's very easy to go chat up with any merchants. They love to chit chat. People wandering around. There's always chatter going on, especially because there's constantly people churning through. Sailors and who knows what else. So always easy to get tongues wagging. The trick is sifting the truth from the mountain of bullshit. Rumor, conjecture, myth, things like that. Take about an hour. If you want to make me a insight check, please, Smoke. 15, not bad. Nice.
Oh.
It takes you about hour, actually a little longer because you got sucked into a couple conversations, about an hour and a half. But you do hear a couple of interesting rumors that you're able to. You're getting the vibe these are probably true. One of them was just watch out for any mist with a blue tinge to it. Apparently, it spreads some kind of fever that'll make you hallucinate. Unless you're into that kind of thing. Blue mist. From what you can gather, you don't feel like that's something that typically comes to the city or this close to the coast. It's more of a deep jungle thing. But then also, you've heard a lot of talk about the Flaming Fist. The Flaming Fist. All of you have been to Baldur's Gate. You've been around. You know what that. The Flaming Fist is I guess, for lack of a better term, the military organization, the military of Baldur's Gate. And they apparently they have a presence here on Chult. Not necessarily in Port Nyanzaru, but on the peninsula. And they've, in kind of a conquering way, they've claimed a major chunk of the northern part of the peninsula and send out patrols and things like that for both for treasure hunting and to try and cut down on some of the dangerous wildlife population, including undead. But one of their big rules that they've tried enforcing is that they've laid claim to jungle expeditions, and anyone who tries to or anyone who wants to embark in an expedition in their territory needs a charter. Needs a charter of exploration that you'd have to purchase from them. And if a patrol catches you without one, they tend to punish people, confiscate their shit. So, you've heard a lot of talk about these charters of exploration going on. Trying to figure out where to get one. It seems like the easiest way to get one is to just go to Fort Balurian and buy one. But there may be a way to get one here in Port Nianzaru.
Excellent.
I suppose I should have asked this. Who has the map that Syndra provided?
Probably the professor or Thoridne. So
Yeah, I would imagine one of those two did.
I believe so. Let me see. I think it might be me.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Smoke, that's what we're going on here. Wandering around, just looking through the city, you find yourself, this intersection here where you're at, Smoke, is a market called, you find out pretty quickly it's called the Jewel Market. It's not the biggest one in Port Nianzaru, but the chief business here appears to be buying and selling of the rich supply of jewels that are dug out of Chult's mines, and also any other rare luxury items that might come through the port city are traded here. There's also a very large security presence, guards openly patrolling it, things like that.
Since this is the jewel market, has there been any particular discussion based on like Revivify and the loss in demand for jewels or anything like that?
Not necessarily. Not that you can tell. The jewels. I'm still going off of your insight check. The jewel trade. Jewels are jewels. I mean, at a certain point, they become a secondary form of currency. So whether they get consumed by magic or not, there's still demand going out to the rest of the world. They have rich mines here. So no, demand is about the same. Ships come and go. It's only been 10 days.
Cool. And then I guess even if I don't necessarily think it's true, any particularly good or juicy rumors that I just kind of want to keep an ear out for?
Well, those were the big rumors you were hearing about the blue mist and things like that. Let's see. There's definitely more that could be learned, but it might take a lot more time wandering through. Maybe go to a different part of the city, and just you'd have to spend more time filtering through.
That's fine. Then I guess I'll leave this area and I'll start making my way down to the market ward because I guess I knew that was where Tenzien was going in that general direction. So I'll just start making my way down there and keeping an ear out.
Sure. Speaking of which, Tenzien and Gerald. You guys make your way through the city and you pass by lots of sights on your way down here. Everything from the Grand Souk, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a large market, the biggest market in town. It's this big red and blue tent area at the intersection.
Huge.
It's got everything, timber, spices, medicines, everything as you're passing by. You're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot. As well as the docks and the harbor ward. You can see a giant statue out in the harbor, kind of Statue of Liberty sized out there. This looks like a big warehouse district with all the canals and everything going past all the warehouses. There's tons of housing and storage facilities, merchant stalls, things like that. And you make your way out this direction. And I'm not sure if you go up on the bridge here or come down below, but it's not too hard to find the Red Bazaar. And that's kind of this entire intersection area. Let's see. Yeah, just kind of all of this here is all the Red Bazaar.
Okay. I guess Tenzin would start trying to look for the Thundering Lizard because that's the one Syndra pointed us to.
Yeah, and I don't have a dedicated icon on the map for which building is the Thundering Lizard, but we can pick one. Let's say it's that one. That one.
That one.
Excellent.
So yeah, Tenzin will lead Gerald in and like drag him right up to the bar, sit him down on a stool, and then slap the bar top with his hand and hold up 2 fingers to the barkeep.
Gerald will lean over to Tenzin and say, I'm not old enough to drink.
Tenzin will look at the boy, kind of like smirk a little bit, and like give him a solid, what he thinks is a nice pat on the back. He doesn't know his own strength though, and actually kind of probably knocks Gerald forward a little bit.
Sure do. I bump my chest into the front of the bar.
And kind of gives a you're fine kind of hand wave at Gerald, and then continues to point 2 fingers at the barkeep.
Easy enough. And yeah, the Thundering Lizard, true to what she said, it caters to kind of a raucous clientele. The drinks flow. Not sure. I'll have to get a price for you. It's probably not a whole lot for drinks though. Let's call it a. I don't know. Let's call it like 5 copper a pint.
Okay. Yep. Tenzin will toss out the first silver to kind of cover their drinks, and then as they arrive, Tenzin's like he puts the mug in front of Gerald and it's like and makes him pick it up, and he counts down 3, 2, 1, and Tenzin just downs his drink completely, and tries to go as fast as he can, and seeing Gerald hesitate, he moves his other hand up and like lifts the mug so it like tips the mug back, trying to make him to drink.
Boy. Gerald does his best to not swallow much, but as soon as Tenzin tips the mug, he takes a bigger swig than intended and kind of and starts kind of choking on his drink.
Tenzin will smack down his mug, start laughing, and then he points to the barkeep, 2 more, 2 more.
Oh my. Let's see. And I assume this kind of goes on for a while.
Yeah. I guess maybe we go like 4 or 5 rounds. Just like this is Tenzin's warm up, right? Because he's got to get some stuff into him just to start feeling anything. And then he'll probably look over. By that time, Gerald's probably like half passed out.
Gerald will only have drank 2. He's not drinking 5 rounds worth of beer.
You're not gonna try and keep up, even if Tenzin tries to force it? All right.
Absolutely not.
Well, so Tenzin will drink 5 for himself.
You see a man, a rather flamboyantly dressed man. Well, not too flamboyant, just kind of bardic. Walking through the tavern, he's chatting with people and moving from table to table, and eventually he makes his way over towards your table. Just looks and goes, hello, friends. I don't think I've seen you around here before. The name is Volothamp Gadern. and does like a kind of a little bow and whips off his hat and then puts it back on quick. Let me see if I have a picture of him. Do I have a picture of him?
Tenzin's mood immediately sours.
I'm just coming around here trying to promote my new book, Volo's Guide to Monsters. It's a fresh one. Maybe you've heard of me. I've had lots of books published before. It could be yours. It's filled with all the information you could ever want about monsters, and all the creatures that go bump in the night. Everyone looks at a map and they always says, here be monsters, but I tell you, I've been there, and I've seen the monsters that be here and there. And it's all right here. And he holds up a hardcover book in his hand.
Oh, cool. How much are you selling your books for?
There we go. I threw a picture in chat because apparently D&D Beyond doesn't have a good picture of him that I can link to. Kind of a quirky guy. Well, this one here, and he kind of knocks on it. It's a hardcover. He's like, this is nice and sturdy. Survives anywhere you want to go. I'm selling these for 50 gold piece. Oh, get them before I run out of my stock here in Port Nyanzaru. May have to go back to the mainland.
At this point, can I walk in and try to just pick one out of his pocket?
It's pretty clear he's been hawking his wares at like every table.
Sorry, what was this guy's name again?
Volo.
Volothamp Gadarn.
That Volo.
Do I see Smoke walking up behind Volo?
Okay, but
Smoke,
does anybody
you-
actually see smoke? I mean,
If you do, there's probably a fire. Anyway, I'm going to make that joke so many times this campaign. It's going to be great. Sure, I'm good with that. Yeah, if you guys are drinking for a while and then he's hawking his wares, yeah, Smoke, you can come on in and see them chatting with a very dapper-dressed man.
How clean is the floor?
Clean as the floor.
Yeah.
Pretty decent for this time of day. I mean, it's probably right around lunchtime, so it's starting to get real busy. People, the waiters running around, but the floor's not super dirty. I mean, it's not late in the day yet, but a little spill here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was more asking socially, would it be appropriate for like someone hawking a loogie, right? Would that gross a lot of people out, or is like, oh, that's kind of a normal night here or normal day?
A lot of these
you
people
do that
look
in
very
real
clean.
life, and it's nasty.
Actually,
on
looking
now.
around, it seems like there's generally good hygiene around. Everyone seems fairly clean, even those with more raggedy clothes. You might be the dirtiest person in here.
Excellent.
No.
Tenzin will hog a loogie
No.
next to the ground. I'm like, yep, that's what he thinks about that.
I think I like that Gerald sees it and knows what's about to happen and tries to stop it, but fails.
Yes.
Right? Just like, no, please stop.
Joe will just go, oh, gross. Man, don't do that. That's disgusting.
Smoke, with unfortunate poor timing, as you're looking and trying to see if you can kind of swipe something out of his pockets or whatnot, that's the moment he turns to dig something out of his bag and goes, hello! But it doesn't seem like he noticed what you were doing. But he
Excellent.
definitely interrupted you in the act.
Smoke's lips kind of curl back a little bit, like she's like holding back like a hiss. And she's just gonna look at him like, hi. Do you have paperback?
Another customer for my wares. Let's see. I mean, we could rip the cover off if you prefer. Makes it a little more flexible.
That's unacceptable. I asked if you had a paperback.
This is a first-class work of art here, no less a peerless font of sagacity, as Elminster himself has attested that more worlds than this one team with monsters. Elminster has gone through. He is my editor. Oh, yes. One of the finest sages the world over. I tell you, this is a first-class piece of work here. Only 50 gold.
Unacceptable. And I'm just going to
So-
casually walk by him and ask the bartender for a glass of cold milk.
So I don't have 50 gold, but would you take 38 gold?
As soon as Gerald kind of does this, Tenzin will put his hand over to him like, "What are you doing? No, to save your money." All right, but all hand motions.
And then I'm going to look at Gerald and I'm going to be like, the book's not worth that much.
No.
Maybe
Oh.
5 gold tops. Call it a day.
Well, I don't think he's gonna bargain for 5 gold.
Well, that's fine. He doesn't need to sell it then. Come on, come drink a glass of milk with me.
Okay.
That's all right, friends. You have a wonderful day. And if you need me, I'll be around. I'm planning to be here for at least a little while before I have to head back to Waterdeep.
Where are you staying in
it's-
case we change our mind?
I stay everywhere. I'll be all over the city. Perhaps we'll meet again.
But if I'm looking for you at a... Never mind. Never mind. You are the most inconvenient salesperson I've ever met. Good day, sir.
Yes, yes, he is.
And as Smoke suggests drinking milk, Tenzin will like point at his mug. It's like this is his 5th mug, half full of beer, and then point to the boy, and then point to the boy's stomach. And it's like kind of like, hey, maybe he shouldn't drink that because he's a youngin. Mixing milk and beer would probably not be the best thing for his tummy.
You've never mixed milk with your alcohol before? For shame.
Never had a white Russian?
Exactly.
Not with a bunch of beer. That would probably sound disgusting.
That's exactly
Alrighty.
it. Absolutely. I need a hat like that.
But did you so is your character actually like whatever 3 feet tall, 2 feet tall?
I am exactly 14 inches tall. Yes.
14 inches, okay. Do you walk on 2 legs or 4 legs?
I walk on 2 legs.
Okay.
Full on Puss in Boots style.
Exactly.
Mechanically a small size tabaxi.
Right.
Yeah. You guys did see notes of some of the nearby buildings. Apparently, that really tall building up there is another. This is the 3 of you that are down at the inn. That tall building up there is another temple. Biggest one in the city. It's a temple to. It's a temple to the god Joaquin, the god of trade and merchants. Damn it, why does it always type as the person like whose token I've selected? That gets really annoying.
If you do /OOC, it won't.
But it's got a large golden roof and very shiny, very big temple up there. As well as nearby, apparently, is a Colosseum. That's up the hill there, but that big red building is the Grand Colosseum, where they sometimes have gladiatorial games and things like that. You see advertisements around for it. Also in the tavern, you see a handful of advertisements for like wilderness guides and things like that. Headshots. See, it seems like that's a thing here, that guides advertise themselves. Seems like it's a part of the culture around here for some reason. All right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, back at the temple. Unless there was more to do down there. I don't know what you guys are up to. Are you just drinking for the rest of the afternoon?
I'm not gonna hardcore drink, but I'm definitely gonna chill and socialize.
I would want to be keeping my ear out for anyone talking about like the sickness and the death going on, just to see if we learned anything else while lips are loosened via drink.
Sure. Insight, please.
Tenzin's getting smashed. Well, maybe not fully smashed, but kind of smashed.
Would I know if any of my old crew is here? When
I don't
Courtney's
hear
on?
shit.
Old crew. You haven't heard wind of any of them, no.
2 beers and you're already drunk.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my
2-year
god.
Betty over here.
I figured I'd throw that insight out there just to keep an ear out in case I hear any familiar names.
You hear a lot of things that it's hard to figure out what's true, what's not. I mean, you hear things like, if the death curse is real, then we can just wait out the undead in the jungles and they'll all go away. Or someone claimed that the Temple of Soon collects your hair to scry on you. Who knows? Who knows? All right, Thoridne, Professor, where did you decide you're off to?
I think we were going to the. Am I talking muted? No, I'm not.
Nope,
I
I
think
got you.
we decided to go to the temple with the masonry.
Sure.
The
Yeah, 'cause
Gond.
I think
God? Gond?
yeah, it doesn't matter which way we go. We're always going to have to backtrack for one of these two.
Sorry, one moment. Do.
And I guess we should probably be on the lookout for some tropical weather gear. So I guess how we came from a very temperate climate.
Yeah, I can assist in looking out for that. That's probably more of a market thing though than it is.
Yeah, but I'm
Where we're
just
at.
like see how much of an outsider we look like.
Let's see. This temple is much smaller. It's kind of a boxy stone temple, right next to the royal docks here. It features a nice, immense water fountain. The water kind of jets. The water jets kind of shift continually to make different shapes and things like that. It's a wonderfully done piece of craftsmanship. All done with like little nozzles and valves moving on cams. Just kind of a fun little fountain piece. A lot of what you learn here is very similar. More confirmation that these priests have also had issues with healing magic or resurrection magic, and with healing people that seem to have come down with a mysterious sickness. It's not very widespread, or it doesn't seem to be. They hadn't put together the connection that it was people that had been raised before. They just thought some of their magic was starting to fail against whatever this illness was. But let's see, any information I can pass along from here?
Did we ever confirm if it kind of like radiated out, as in like it started here, 3 months ago, and then it was only like 2 months ago that it started to affect like the Sword Coast, or is this something that we found out or we've kind of figured out happened all around the same time?
It's the timeline's looking like it's all around the same time based upon what the father said.
Yeah,
Okay.
based on what you got at the previous temple, and and sure, asking the same questions here, you're starting to piece together. It seems like it all started happening at once everywhere.
So this is some powerful magic.
Mm-hmm. Do they perchance know anything about the soulmonger?
Sorry, I'm looking over all the different bits of information I can possibly pass out.
And then my other question would be, do they have any device for helping track the jungle down here? On the off chance we need to go into the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
The off chance.
Hey, I don't know where this thing is. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe we find it right here. Solve it today.
About that.
I do too, but I mean, like, my character doesn't know that. By the way, calling it now, we're going to end up back here for the final fight.
This particular temple?
No, the city.
Let's see. Lots of things we asked. Their biggest advice is if you're going into the jungle to hire a guide. Some are better than others. Some are idiots. But they're if you've never explored the jungle before, it's usually best to take someone with you that has. You can find them in various places. There's some here. There's some in Fort Bellurian. There's most of them can be found. They advertise themselves. They all answer to one of the merchant princes and have to split a cut with him. And so one of the prince's rules is that they post their contact info on message boards near taverns and things like that. You are approached, however, by a woman. She looks like a priest. She's a medium-sized orcish lady, possibly a half orc. She's clearly not a priest of Gond, though, but she looks like she was communing here at the temple. She wears a symbol of the god Torm. Torm is I lost my push to talk. Torm is a god of like duty and loyalty, whatnot. Very popular in Elturel.
Duty.
Exactly. She hears you guys talking about, exploring out in the jungle and things like that, and she approaches up, introduces herself as, oh god, I can't even say that, Undril Silvertusk. She says she's a representative of the Order of the Gauntlet, and has just gotten to the city, and she's here trying to deliver a message. Apparently, the Order of the Gauntlet has an outpost here on Schultz somewhere. She's trying to get there with a packet of dispatches for her commander, but it's going to be a little tougher than she thought. She was led to believe she could simply buy a horse in the city and just ride out to the camp. But after getting here, she's like, shit, it's actually, the terrain is garbage. That's clearly not going to be possible to just ride a horse out to wherever their camp is. So she's looking to find any expedition that might be headed up the river. Soshenstar? Wow. Complicated names. She's trying to find any expedition that might be going up and hoping she can tag along.
I grab Thoridne and then get the map out we got and ask her, can she point to where it's at?
Yes. She says it's called Camp Vengeance.
Okay.
All right.
So anyone that's heading up the river, she's hoping she can tag along with any expeditions.
Cool. I will let her know that if we wind up heading down that river, we will absolutely come grab her and let her tag along.
She definitely looks green, and not just because she's a half-orc, but you see her here in this hot, humid air, and she's wearing, like, chainmail and, lots of priest robes and things like that, and like sweating profusely. Clearly did not come prepared for the tropics. But yeah,
Did we?
Tenzin did. He's great.
she doesn't have much to offer because she's kind of here on the Order of the Gauntlet's dime. But I mean, if you would need anything from them, she'd be mighty grateful. Could try to push buttons with her commander. So that's what she's looking at. She doesn't have much to offer in payment, except she's pretty handy with a club, if or with a mace if there's any problems out in the jungle.
Well, we'll let her know we are going to be here for a couple of days, and we kind of ask where she's going to be located.
She has lodging actually here at the Temple of Gond. She was able to negotiate staying at the temple for a bit. So she'll keep asking around and see if anyone can escort her up there. But please, yes, if you find yourself going that direction, please stop by and let her know. She'd love to tag along.
Okay.
Cool. Where are you off to next? Are you exploring all the temples?
I think that's the plan.
If we have time. If we don't have time, no. But yes, we'd like to go to all the temples, ask the same questions, make sure they're all in agreement on the timeline in case one is trying to hide something.
I'm going to speed up time a little bit.
Yeah.
You're probably getting to about 2 hours before you have to meet with Liara. Which, unless you intend to go by yourselves, you may need some of that time to go find your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Let them know that you've even arranged a meeting.
We can always come back to going back to that temple. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Is that your plan then? Go find wherever this tavern was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing as
We can
how,
ask
yeah,
friends.
being the professor, I would like to go to the calmer of the two for our lodging. But what little I know of our barbarian friend, pretty sure I know he headed to the excitement.
Meanwhile, we flash back to the tavern we're in right now. Tenzin is stripping on top of the bar.
Oh, God.
No,
People are throwing
I'm not.
coppers at him.
No, I am not anywhere near that drunk.
Yep, full on hard
No.
cut.
But he could be in a brawl though. He's down to start throwing fists if somebody makes him upset.
Yeah, so let's slowly make our way down to the taverns and try and secure room and lodging for the night and find our companions.
That sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. Yep, just as you suspected. Right there in the Thundering Lizard.
As they walk in, Tenzin's kind of squaring up against, like, let's say a half orc who's kind of been getting lippy with him. And they kind of go back and forth, and Tenzin does a corkscrew kick, boom, into his knee, and then another jack across his mouth. So he's good at having a tavern brawl. And then after all is said and done, he grabs a beer, slaps it in front of the half orc's face, taps him on the back, and walks back up to Gerald and Smoke. And then those two as they come up.
Oh boy. Congrats, you found them.
In the middle of a fight. Oorah!
Wasn't
Question,
hard.
though, is do we regret finding them?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So let's just cut to the chase. Thoridne will approach him and be like, so we have a meeting with a researcher that we met named Liara and with her sponsor who might know something about what's been going on here and maybe point us in the right direction. we're hoping you would have joined us. And he looks over at Tenzin. And then he's
Kind of
like,
wiping some blood from my face. Like, huh?
but maybe that's not the best idea.
He gives him like a
He'll clean
little
up
bit.
just fine.
Yeah, he gives him a little incredulous look, like, I'm fine, and slaps his chest a little, like, I'm good. And gives him a thumbs up.
Of course. So now that y'all know that, what do y'all have anything to say?
Sorry, Nathan asked me a question.
Oh.
So I will I'll let you guys know. You know, I kept an ear out wandering through the markets and stuff like that. Learn to keep an eye out for blue tinge smoke. It'll send you on a trip that's not necessarily voluntary. And I'll also tell you about the Flaming Fist and how they've kind of claimed some pieces of Chult for themselves. And they're kind of gatekeeping expeditions into the jungles within their parts. So there could be a reason for that. Could just be pure greed. We can buy an expedition pass, or we can just casually wander on in.
Perhaps that's some more questions to ask then about these flaming fists.
Yeah. Also, there's some weirdo trying to sell his book for like 50 gold. So if you ever hear a guy trying to, hawk it, he's pretty loud. Just let me know. I'll try to see if I can get the price down a little bit.
He's off in one corner of the inn still, hawking his wares to a different table.
Oh, good. I'll point at him.
I mean, we could just buy one and be done with it now.
Why would you spend 50 gold on a book?
Time and effort went into the book.
Aren't books expensive?
Not that expensive.
I mean,
Depends on what
I
goes
was going to
in.
try and barter with him and see if he would sell it for 38, but Smoke decided that I shouldn't spend more than 5 gold.
Oh, I've heard that spell books for spellcasters are very, very expensive.
I turn and I leave the party, walk over to him, hand him 50 gold and buy a book.
I am obviously upset. And my new goal is to now spend, get that 50 gold back one way or another.
Oh god.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm chewing.
You made the choice to join us, man.
The meeting that we're supposed to have is in about another, what you'd say, Benmus, about an hour from now?
Roughly.
Hello, sir. Volodhamp Gadarn at your service, setting forth truths like the deep and ancient secrets whispered into my ears by the guardian spirits of the hidden tombs of fallen archmages, now dust. Yes, in this very tome I set forth divers details never before gathered with such coherence in one place, of the creatures varied and strange that it pleases humans and most other civilized races to deem monsters. Ooh, it's all here. And then
Yeah.
50 gold in his hand.
Yeah, just done.
Oh, very well then. And he reaches into a bag at his side, and you see his arm go down to the elbow. And then he pulls out a book, and he goes, fresh copy, just for you. Make sure to tell your friends. We need to share this information far and wide.
As soon as he says, make sure to tell your friends, and thanks him for the gold, Smoke just, hisses and, downs the rest of her milk.
Yeah, looking at it, once you heard his name, Professor, you've heard this guy's name before. You've heard of this guy. He's written a lot of books. And it's always got his name plastered on it. Volo's Guide to All Things Magical, Volo's Guide to Magic, Volo's Guide to Cormyr, Volo's Guide to Volo's Guide to Good Rulership.
Basically, an idiot's guide to.
Volo's Guide to the Behavior of Nymphs, just all of it.
Bolo's Guide to Tabaxi. How accurate do I know this information to be in general?
You know him to exaggerate a little bit sometimes, but generally he doesn't usually outright lie. There's also a world famous mage named Elminster who tends to annotate his books, Volo's books. So, if nothing else, you can usually get something from Elminster's notes as well. And with that, you have a copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters. Out of game, Jason, that means you have a copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters. Stat blocks aren't necessarily part of it.
I
Any of the lore information that's in that book, it's all available.
Best
By all
50
means.
gold spent so far this campaign.
I feel like Danny's going to spend the next 10 levels trying to prove you wrong that was a waste of money.
Oh, she absolutely is, but I don't think so.
If thing's still alive, smash. Voila.
Bombastic side eye right now.
Rinse, repeat. Will I know about resistances and stuff from it as well?
Maybe. That might be a case-by-case thing.
Totally
Like,
fine. Then I will make sure to
not
message you
that box.
before I go.
If it's in the text of like the flavor text, then yeah.
Yeah, I'll make sure to ask you before I distribute it to the party.
Because you may realize something's in the book when I don't. So
Yeah, right. And just so you're aware, every night at the campfire, I am going to be reading through this very slowly.
Why read
sure.
slowly?
As in study and make sure I've memorized it. Professor due diligence.
anyway, let's see. The hour draws near for meeting with Liara. So, is the whole party wishing to attend?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
An audience with one of the 7 merchant princes of the city?
I mean, why
Yes.
not?
That sounds like a good time, or a very bad time, depending on what we do. But I'm hoping it's a good time. Whoa.
And here we are.
The gang's all here.
Why do the tokens have our names on them anymore?
Probably just because I didn't set it to that. Sorry. I keep forgetting when I have push to talk on. Let's see. The villas, beautifully plastered walls adorned with bright murals, patios and arcades. They're festooned with fresh flowers, garden courtyards open to the sky, enormous cisterns equipped with water wheels to power like fountains and fans and things like that. Waiting. As you approach the house you were directed to, Liara is actually out at the door waiting to meet you, so she can escort you in. Otherwise, you'd probably be turned away by the guards.
Oh, it's good to know. I guess when we see Liara again, it'll be greetings, Liara.
Pulling up all my
Yeah.
stuff.
This Thoridne will introduce that. This is the rest of our party. Of course, you've already met Thoridne and Professor Benmus Fireforge. But this here's Smoke, this is Gerald, and this is Tenzien.
Oh, so good to see you all after so long.
Smoke will nod. Ask how you've been.
Oh, it's been hot and muggy here. I can't even tell you. You'll suffer well with your fur. But come, my prince is awaiting us. And I'll escort you all inside.
All right, let's go.
Sorry. All right. As you come in, led to a ornate dining room. She tells you this is the home of the Prince Wakanga Otamu. You see the villa is lit with lots of very soft flames that don't seem to be giving off any heat. And there's a very soft music that's playing throughout, just little flutes and strings. You don't see anyone playing though. It's like and the volume doesn't seem to change as you wander through. Just very soft music, very magical. Lots of swords mounted on the walls, and the occasional floor rug or hanging rug. Very, very opulent. Led to a dining room where, actually, surprise, surprise, there's Syndra Sylvain sitting at the dining table.
Oh.
Oh, friends. Hello. Did you need me so soon?
Oh, I didn't even realize this is where you would be.
Yes. Wakanga here has graciously offered to host me while we investigate the matters. Well, he's not doing much investigating. I already do. And sitting beside her is a very dainty-looking man. Let's see. Let's throw a chat. Very commanding, covered with nice silks and lots of jewelry in his beard and things like that. And there we go. That's a picture of him in the chat. You can click it if you want to zoom in. That's Mr. Wakanga. Prince Wakanga, I suppose. Oh, hello, friends. Liara's been telling me a little about you. And so has Miss Syndra here. Come, sit. What, the meal will be served shortly. I hope you can stay for food. But, it's lovely to meet all newcomers to the city. Hello.
Greetings.
What brings you to Chult? I would hear you tell it.
Does anybody else step forward, or is this authority?
Listen, I have -1 to charisma. I should not talk to anybody.
Oh man, my charisma's not all that
matter
much
if you're not
better.
trying to convince anyone of anything.
Although
Yeah, I was
guess
about
do-
to say. The professor walks up and spouts the spiel
That's the spiel.
about we're down here looking for the blah blah blah. We helped the Harpers do the retrieve the thing. You got this from the Lich. That's the only reason we know about the Soulmonger.
Yes, Soulmonger.
Sorry, I'm over here filling out notes on things.
That's okay. I'm over here walking away from my computer, forgetting I have push to talk enabled. So, I don't feel like you putting on this guy's voice for too long, although we can roleplay it out if we need to. But he kind of gives you this. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, he kind of gives you this flamboyant, kind of aloof vibe. He's very not. It's not like he's decadent with everything, but definitely knows he's in charge. Has stuff with his time. He kind of he gives a brief introduction of himself and what and how things operate here. The merchant princes all kind of oversee the various bits of trade and things like that. And his specialty is in magic and magic items and lore and things like that. And he's jokingly like, so if you come back selling any fun magical items, make sure to let me know. All trade must go through us. But he does say, well, he's open to it. The curse is very concerning. The whatever this soulmonger is, and he can't help, or he's willing to help somewhat, but can't put all eggs in one basket. So there's only so much material help he's willing to offer. But if there's any information you're looking for specifically, he may be able to help with that. Do you know where this soulmonger is?
No, we were hoping maybe you could give us a lead or something. I mean, even a lich is mad about it, so it's got to be powerful. So either A, somebody did something stupid, or B, somebody is looking to ascend to godhood.
Well, let me read this. Well, I'm not certain of any of that. A lot of this is still new information in this area. Everyone's been trying to figure it out. I hear the Harpers are in the area.
So is the Order of the Gauntlet.
Oh yes, those ruffians. Thought they could make it out in the jungle, had to come crawling back. But that's neither here nor there. So much lore, so spread out. Okay. He doesn't know where it would be coming from, though there are, rumors of soothsayers and things like that. He suggests maybe speaking with the diviners over at the Temple of Savra. But beyond that, he did have a bit of a curiosity. If you guys are heading out into the jungle, who knows if it'll help or not. From one of his shelves, he pulls out a book and brings it over. Liara, this was not a book that he had you working on. This is just another random tome.
Tilted.
But this is it's a very tattered kind of water damaged journal. And he tells you this was brought out of the jungle about 15 years ago. It's been in his collection for a while. It describes a wizard who explored various places of Chult, not in enough detail to locate them on a map, unfortunately, the locations, but the unnamed author does make mentions of his traveling companion, apparently some sort of shield guardian named Vorn, V-O-R-N. He doesn't know where these locations are that the wizard explored based on the wizard's descriptions, but he does know where the journal was found, and he could point that out to you if you had some kind of map or something.
I nudged Thoridne.
The journal contains a picture of this traveling companion. The shield guardian is a type of magical construct or something. I guess the wizard had it with Typically, you need an amulet to control them. He's wondered after that for years. I mean, if this Shield Guardian is still out there, wouldn't that be a lovely prize to find? The journal has a picture of the control amulet, but no clues on its current whereabouts or anything like that. But he'd probably pay a pretty price if you were able to find this Shield Guardian and bring it back.
Wow.
Contain the Guardians. Where is it on the map? Let me remind myself. Ah, yes. Somebody said they were doing something, I forget what.
Jason was trying to get Zach to bring the map out.
Oh, the map of Cholt? Or do you mean like the one that Thoridne has?
Map of Cholt.
Okay. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'll pull it out. Spread it out on the table if there's room.
Wow, lovely. He points to... I'm going to see if my drawing tools work with this fog of war thing that I got going on. Can you guys see me scribbling on the map?
No.
No.
You want to just ping? And you don't have to ping right on it. You can ping in the general area of it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, over that way. And this is where that armor was potentially last saw?
Okay, I put a journal note on the map. Like a map pin. I don't know if you can see that. You might have to toggle it on.
You have to share it with us though, so we can see it. If it's not shared, we can't see it.
Oh, and it's tied to a journal entry, so I have to make a journal entry.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I see. I saw the icon though.
Yeah, the ping. It's somewhere in this area, right?
Oh no, he put there was a book page there for a second.
Yeah, he has to give us. Don't worry about it, Nathan. Let's see what happens when we draw on the map.
It won't let me
Okay, I put it
draw
back.
at all.
Liara, you can see again?
Uh-huh.
I can't. Oh, hang on. Oh, I can now.
I can't.
You have
Right
to go
above
down
Camp
to the
Good.
bookmark and then.
Oh yeah, turn map pins on. Toggle notes display.
Yeah. Why does it keep disappearing?
Can we worry about this later and just keep going?
Cool. Well, he says he would pay a good price for it, so if you guys find yourself going in that direction, he'd pay handsomely for it. If the book will be helpful, he'd let you take it with. He's studied over it so many times that it's not a huge deal.
I think it would.
Da 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 da. You
What?
now have a tattered old journal.
Yay.
I'll let Benmus hold on to that.
Yeah, looking for the shield guardian that traveled with the wizard, as well as possibly the and necessarily the control amulet that controls him. So, random side quest if we're going out that way. Beyond that, he recommends maybe talking with the Temple of Savras, or you may need...
Well, now we have something for the scrying.
Can you scry?
No.
Isn't that a higher level spell?
Yes, I think it's a little premature to say we got something for the scrying. Then.
We
It's like a
do.
fifth
There,
level, I think.
there's a whole clan of wizards. Over here.
Other than that, it's possible that some of the jungle guides that know the depths of the peninsula more intimately, some of them may know where like sources of information are. They may know of like soothsayers or things like that out in the jungle that might have more information. But he's not intimately familiar with that. He does sell potions, though.
Wait, who sells potions? This guy?
Yep, he controls the potion trade. Okay. Wow, I thought I would have more notes for him to share. Apparently not.
The professor has lots of reading tonight.
Mm. So we really didn't get a whole lot of answers. Nobody seems to know what this soulmonger is. So then I guess the question is there anybody in town that might know?
Well, the good news is we seem to have two quests driving us down the river.
Towards that Fort Vengeance place?
Yeah, Sorenstar. So I'm wondering if it's worth taking a boat and sailing down to Camp Vengeance.
That doesn't fall within the Flaming Fist territory, does it?
I don't know what the Flaming Fist are or what their territory is, so...
I told you about them in the bar, that they were a militia from Baldur's Gate. But I don't know where their territories are. I was just told towards the northern part of the peninsula.
Then I'm going to go with yes, because we're in the northern part of the peninsula?
Well, it may even be closer to, what was that place? Fort Belarius or whatever?
Fort Belurian.
Belurian,
Possibly.
yeah. I
Belwari.
think that's where
Does the prince know anything about it?
Oh, yeah.
Can you
He
give us more
should.
details so that we don't go anywhere unintentionally?
So the
Or
Flaming Fist, all of you should be at least passingly familiar with them. They are the official military force of Baldur's Gate. So we'll throw that out there. Now, their presence here, you may not necessarily know any of the commanders or anything like that, but you should at least know who the Flaming Fist are. Like it's Baldur's Gate. It's the military of Baldur's Gate. Based on what Smoke heard with rumors and such, they claim almost like a colonizing force, or at least a stripping of resources force. They claim dominion over everything from the Mistcliff Mountains all the way to everything east of Mistcliff Mountains and everything north of like Kitcher's Inlet.
Ah. And how has that been dealing with between the people of Port Nyanzaru? It feels like it should be a point of contention.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, that's for people that go exploring in the dungeon or in the jungle. They do also send out patrols and such. There's dangerous things out there beyond beasts and disease. roving hordes of undead and things like that. So they do send out like patrols to try and keep those numbers down.
So then my guess is let's just go buy one of those little passes and be done with this.
And their headquarters is at Fort Balurian.
But how much do they cost to get one of those little passes?
So the merchant prince Wakanga, he isn't very impressed with these outsiders taking up residence on his island, but it's not like he has the military force to tell them no. Nianzaru doesn't have that kind of military force. So they're kind of just uncontested. How much do they charge? Apparently you have to purchase one at Fort Balurian. And they charge like 50 gold.
Per person or just
yeah.
or a pass?
Apparently it's the you are supposed to, according to how the Flaming Fist wants it, you're supposed to split any spoils you find with them, and the 50 gold is considered the down payment on your share splitting.
I don't like that.
Let's just have the 50 gold and stockpile and pay it to them when we find them and play dumb.
But if you happen to meet one of their patrols out in the jungle, and you don't have one of the charters, they'll probably try to arrest you and confiscate your gear. But beyond that, I mean, if you don't find them, they'll find a patrol, then you don't find a patrol.
Let's play the odds here.
That's the way the prince sees it.
I'm with the prince. Let's just play the odds.
It does not matter to me one way or the other.
Me neither. Well, I say let's head out. Let's do what we are going to do.
Yeah, because that's 120 miles from here. Screw that. Versus 120 miles downriver.
And I assume the further you get away from Fort Balurian, the less amount of a chance you'll have to run into any of their garrisons.
Yeah. 120 miles downriver, we're 3/4 of the way to Camp Vengeance. Let's play the odds. And we'll play dumb.
Tenzin will stick up his hand and then he'll point to Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance and then like shrug like, who's this?
Point to Camp Vengeance. Meta lady who needs an escort down there.
He was kind of directing that more towards Sylvain and the prince.
Some sort of outposts of the Order of the Gauntlet. They don't really know much more than that. The merchant prince has no idea. Sylvain just knows it was there when she got this map from the Harpers. But some sort of Order of the Gauntlet military presence. They seem to be on some sort of crusade against the undead.
Who's Sylvain?
The quest name, Sindra Sylvain. She's at dinner with you. She's
Sylvain's her last name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in the room.
No, I know. I just knew her name as Syndra, not Sindra Sylvain. I'm like,
let's see, what else can they tell you? Port Castigliar, some sort of Flaming Fist port. It's not causing too much trade because Wakanga hasn't really noticed a change in anything trade-wise here at Port Nianzaru, so it's not a problem for him. Mesro is more of a ruin. That's an ancient city. Got destroyed like 100 years ago. Yeah. Be careful though. If you go out sailing, pirates have been hitting ships a lot lately. They've
Like,
been a pain in the ass.
pointing at the map, like outside this peninsula, or like down the rivers.
Not in the rivers, no. Yeah, if you go ocean sailing.
Okay,
River pirate.
noted.
If you're looking to outfit yourself for travel up the river, food, water, bug spray, all that good stuff, you'll probably want to talk to. You'll probably want to talk to like one of the other princes. Well, no, not one of the other princes, but he says that, but Syndra kind of gives you the side eye and laughing. It's like, no, you don't typically talk to the princes. This is unusual to have an audience. You just go to a merchant down in the bazaar and buy what you need. But he's talking because he talks to the princes all the time. He's like, oh yes, go talk to Akinofa. She knows all about whatever you need out there. Swords, saddles, canoes, I don't know. And some of that lovely bug repellent. Of course, that's more Quaoth's domain, but and he's just like rattling off names and stuff, kind of going too quick. But yeah, apparently they have some sort of insect repellent here. Pretty dope.
Might be important.
Actually, probably.
We should probably absolutely buy some.
Either that or a
wants
canoe.
bot flies.
I think we're gonna need something slightly bigger than a canoe,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
We could have like 2 or 3 canoes.
I was thinking we would just go charter a small boat.
I'm thinking, that's probably the best option. I can't
And-
imagine this is a small river.
And we get a guide with it.
It's a start.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Well, let's see how much it costs.
So we knocked it out first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Great. Let's go find a room.
Tenzin looks to the trader
Let's
prince,
have dinner first.
and is there like dinner being served?
Yes, at his, you guys are having a light meal. Yeah.
Is there wine? Because Tenzin's like, on board. I need to keep drinking to keep my buzz going, and so like he will find a bottle and just like start chugging it.
I will like pull the bottle from his hand.
Like I'm not gonna like rip it from people, but if like there's like a spread or there's someone serving, be like bottle and like hey, and I'll like tap that, and it's if they hand it to me, I'll just take it like cool. This is my drink, and I'll just be taking swigs out of the wine bottle.
He has bottles of some drink he calls Tej. Tej. It's kind of an amber-colored drink. Tastes like it's made from honey, so it's kind of like a mead.
Ooh, he's down in that. He loves the taste of that.
Yep. Tej. Apparently, it's a real drink, but it's like a Ethiopia, Eritrea look area, kind of an African style mead. I'll have to look at that.
Welcome back.
We'll have to try some of that, see if we can get our hands on it in real life.
I'm down. We got mead places to go, food truck places to do, my man.
Knowing the nature of adventurers, this guy, he doesn't seem perturbed by anything. He's a very... it's less about the format and more about pleasantries and making a sale kind of a thing. Other than that, you guys are looking at going back to one of the taverns, finding a place to stay, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so.
After we finish dinner, of course.
Of course.
Of course, lots of pleasantries and things like that.
Mustn't be rude to a prince.
What are you hoping to find out in the jungle? You're looking for this soulmonger, but what is it? Where is it?
Great questions. Don't know.
Do you think
That's
it's
what we're here to
something?
find out.
Do you think it's something ancient, like in a set of ruins, or a new construction, or?
All we were given was a name, so our guess is as good as yours.
I would say something that's powerful. My best logical guess to this point would probably be something that's deep ancient magic.
Liara, is this something you think would fall in your expertise? Do you think you would improve their chances of success by going with them? I don't know if they're up for that, but I'm about out of books for you.
Me in the jungle?
Oh, come on, darling. You'd look strapping with one of those rain catchers on your back and a scarf on your head to keep the sweat back. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, yes, it would be within my studies. Not that I've ever heard anything of it like it.
Smoke is absolutely snickering at her hesitance of going out into the wilderness.
My lord, I already deal enough with the bugs and the heat in your house.
So what's the difference? Come with us.
There's no beds out there.
I have a tent.
We can get you a cot. It'll be almost the same thing.
Just think of it like some field experience. That's good for everybody, right?
I knew you always brought her the most interesting things, and I know she would want you to come along with this, because you will see stuff I most definitely will miss. Referring, of course, back to our common friend.
I suppose you need someone with brains on it.
Low-key offended, but it's fine.
Do any of you deal in magics? He's asking the group, except Liara. Are any of you magicians? Anything?
No, I'm a cleric.
Do you know much about arcane magics and things like that? Do any of you?
Tenzin slaps his bicep and like, get strong.
I see. Yes,
With that,
Liara,
tell
I think they
people
may
what I
need.
know.
Liara, I think they may need your help out there. They're hunting magic and don't even know what magic is.
I can't disagree, my lord.
Very well. Well, if you need anything, I mean, the cooks can send you off with some biscuits or something. I'm sure that will last for a good while.
Oh, I'll absolutely take you up on that. I will miss the cooking here.
Well, come back anytime. I'm sure we'll get another shipment of something interesting. Eventually. Assuming the captain hasn't died out there. Very well. I think it's I have a little more business to attend to this evening, and then I think it's time to retire.
One last question.
Sure.
Best guide in the city?
Best guide. It's hard to say. They're not really my area of expertise. I suppose. Sorry, I gotta read through these real quick.
No worries. Just I'm looking for basically one whose name would have come across as desk more than once or twice.
Well, I suppose there's that albino fellow down there. What was his name again? Mushar? I can't remember. I'm sure he's got listing up somewhere, but I suppose he'd be one of the most familiar with the jungle. But then again, I hear all he wants to do is go deal with an old dwarf forge. So that's hard to say. But I don't know many guides. But I suppose if you find Mushrib, or whatever his name is, he might be good. Might be good out there. He's native, you know.
Thank you. And I have nothing else.
Yeah, no questions from me.
Very well, lovely to see you all. Liara, you're welcome to stay here, or if your group is setting out soon, perhaps you go with them. It's up to you. Have a good evening, everyone. And he stands to leave. Clearly intending to just walk out of the room before you guys even go.
Stand and give the formal bow or something to acknowledge his leaving.
I don't know who that is.
As soon as he's out the door, Tenzin puts his feet up on the table and is like, and kind of sits back and relaxes and reclines a little bit more. It's like, yes.
Professor points at you, points at your feet, points on the floor.
Tenzin will stick out his tongue.
Seeing as how we can't take this rapscallion anywhere. Liara, we have business back at the temple in the morning. At Savaris, where you found us. We will be there in the morning if you'd like to meet us there. We're going to go head down and get lodging for the night.
Yes, I'll need the night to prepare, seeing as how it will be the last time I have some comfort. At least for a while.
Okay, then we will see you at the temple in the morning.
Are you guys doing any more work this evening as far as guide hunting or anything like that, or you're just thinking to take the evening off and start everything in the morning?
I mean, I was going to try and find the albino tonight, but I don't know what time it is when we finish dinner.
Getting pretty late into the day. I'd say you guys sit with him for a couple of hours. It's probably the sun has touched down at this point.
Yeah, I think maybe keep an eye out for the albino, but work our way back to go get a room at the inn so we're not fighting for the last room in the inn for the night.
Very well. Anyone else anything tonight?
No, I think I'm ready to go and get some lodging.
How are we?
Which I suppose I could use my background to maybe get something at a church. And then I don't even have to pay.
This is the weirdest city that has the most inconvenient pathways.
Inconvenient for plebs.
Wow.
Yes. It's up through here, and then down here, back through here, underneath.
At least they have bridges connecting the tall spots, so you don't have to walk up and around all over the place.
But then we end up somewhere down there.
That's a choice to use that tool.
Yeah, it didn't do what I wanted it to do.
I mean, you could just freehand draw it.
That was the freehand draw tool.
No, it
Why
wasn't.
did
It's the polygon tool.
No, I'm on the draw freehand, and it does that.
Are you using the little pen icon or the ruler icon?
The pen icon. For some reason, mine likes to close.
It may be a thing that you just...
Are you holding shift or something?
Fill.
No.
Are you using draw polygon?
No, I'm using draw freehand. This is my draw polygon. It gives you straight squared outlines.
It's got to be a setting. That's weird. Anyway.
Yeah. We'll figure it out later.
Can I use my background feature to get lodging
Figured it out.
at maybe the Temple of Gond?
Stevie, I figured it out. If you go to the gear wheel icon, so click on the drawing tools and then go to the gear wheel.
Yeah, I don't have permission for that.
What?
We'll deal with it later. So, Zach, you said you were looking for. What were you looking for, Zach?
Oh, I was probably going to ask to see if I can use my background feature to get lodging at maybe the Temple of Gond.
Doesn't that only work at like a temple of your god?
Let's read the feature. Oh no, it's in the description. Here we go. Shelter of the Faithful as an acolyte, you can command the respect of those who share your faith and can perform religious ceremonies for deity, you and veteran companions. To receive free healing and care at the temple, shrine, or stone presence of your faith, though you must provide any material components needed for spells. Those who share your religion will support you, but only you at a modest lifestyle. You have ties for a specific temple dedicated to your choice of deity pantheon. You have residence there. So it says deity or pantheon. So I don't know if Gond is a part of the same as the Moradin pantheon. If it is, then it should be okay. But if not, then no, I might just go somewhere else.
Remind me who your god is?
Brennanar True Silver. Or Baronar True Silver. The goddess of peace. And like 2 other things that I don't remember.
She's the wife of Moradin?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, that's even straight up like, I think she's a dwarven god.
She is. Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought Gond was potentially Dwarven. I suppose I'm wrong. And if I am, then I got to go to the inn.
Wow, I don't know enough about gods. I really shouldn't care this much about the details.
Just make a decision now and roll with it. Screw it, Zach. I will pay. I will pay for your night tonight.
No,
Nope,
I
yep,
got
there's
money.
the answer. Different pantheons. Different
Okay, that's
everything.
fine. No, I can pay for my own thing. I was just trying to not have to pay money.
We're going to be in the jungle. It's not like we get to spend money on lodging very often.
I know. I will also say, just to point this out, this house right here, will it ping? No, I need to do this. Right here, that is just straight up a little happy face.
Where? Say it again.
Right here. This house right here has got 2 little dots on the
Nice.
mouth. It's so happy.
That is fantastic. Why can't I find the... I swear, I'm gonna rebuild this entire thing in like World Anvil, just so it makes sense. There's 2 inns. The one you guys were all drinking at, the Thundering Lizard.
That was here, I believe.
5 silver for the bed for the night.
Then the other one was the
Kaya's House of Repose. It's much quieter, a little more refined.
Yes, please.
that sounds better.
That's about double the cost though. 1 gold for the night.
I
Okay.
can do that. That's fine.
Includes your meal in the morning.
Excellent.
Perfect. Even better.
Yeah, even
I
better.
like,
I'll pay
I
for
like
that.
quiet.
All right. Is everyone staying at the same inn, or you're going to different ones? So we had Zach and Danny and Jason. We're all going to the more expensive one. Who else do we have? Tenzin and Gerald.
I'll also stay at the expensive one.
Tenzin will like throw a couple silver to Gerald and then just curl up on Gerald's floor.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Love it.
I think he's influenced on you, Gerald.
He ain't paying full price. So Gerald, here's like 4 silver.
That's fine.
All right, 1 gold each except Liara. 'Cause she got connections.
Mm-hmm.
So where is the Inn of Repose? Because I know that this one was the Thundering
Excellent
Lizard.
question. Let's put it. Let's put it back in here. This building right under smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, good shit.
Excellent.
1 gold, you say?
Yes.
1 gold for the bed.
Great. That makes me an even 60.
Happy birthday.
All right.
All right, in the morning. Let's see. Checking out the posters and things like that.
Oh, did we see the albino on our way back through to the inn?
Guides leave the context information to us. You didn't see him specifically. Like it's not like you just ran across him. But
Yeah, that's fine. While Zach is back
at a message board at one of the inns, you saw a number of like postings for guides, and his was among them.
Cool. So while Zach goes back to check on the scrying,
It includes his contact info per the merchant prince that runs hiring and sell swords and things like that. He requires them to put their contact info on tavern walls. So yeah.
Yeah. Then while Zach is back at the inn, the Salvaris temple, getting the scrying done, I will go hunt him down in the morning.
Okay. Anyone going with him? Either of them?
I'll hunt down the guide with the professor.
Wait, so I'm going to the temple to do what now?
I don't know. He sent you there.
You paid for his scrying.
Oh, that's right. I put the money in for the thing. That's right. Or not so much. Yeah. Okay. That's
you
right.
need?
I remember now.
Do you need anything I have? Because I will give it to you before you leave.
No, I don't think I'm gonna need anything. Now that I remember.
Okay. So then I tell you to just meet me kind of right there at the docks we passed, kind of that area.
Okay. I can do that.
After it's all said and done, and you will be picking up Liara.
Okay. Yeah, I can swing by, look for her, and bring her to the docks after I get this ritual thing taken care of. Or rather, just whatever information they're able to give me.
Okay, so Thoridne is going to the temple in the morning to find out what the grandfathers Zatembe may have scried. Liara, I believe you were wanting to meet them at the temple.
I was asked to meet them at the temple.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Jason's wandering off. Danny's going with him.
Yep.
Gerald and Tenzien, what are you guys feeling in the morning? More drinking?
No.
You do wake up, and Tenzin has already been awake because he gets up with the sun a little bit, and he is down in the morning. He is just drinking for his breakfast. He does have like some bacon that he's eating, but you see he is drinking all the time.
And booze. Bacon
No.
and booze. Gerald kind of throws up in his mouth a little bit.
Yes.
Ha ha ha.
Gerald will hang out with Tenzin and wait for the group to regroup.
Okay.
Dang it, push to talk. Man, okay. Cool. So, let's deal with the temple first. Let's go with the temple first. Um, So, when you meet with Grandfather Satembe, I'm going to skip over some of the pleasantries and stuff because I just realized we have like a half hour left on tonight's session.
Okay.
He seems kind of shaken when you meet with him in the morning. He says that they performed their long ritual. He followed the signs, followed the portents, etc., etc., and visually it led him to a quote like a jungle city far to the south, enclosed by cliffs and crawling with snakes. There was a black obelisk draped in vines. But eventually he felt something was off, and so he dared not like peer any deeper into it. But he seems kind of shaken. He's like, "You must investigate this. We need to find out what's wrong out there." You know, he seems kind of shaken by the city and the obelisk.
A city with a black obelisk.
He said it was far to the south, surrounded by cliffs and just crawling with snakes.
Any landmarks to see from afar?
Yeah, it's hard to. Looking at this map of Chol, it's hard to say what that even could be. Most likely, it's hidden in somewhere in the fog of war, is what I would assume. But
You said black obelisk, cliffs, and what else were the major?
Snakes.
Covered with snakes.
Well, yeah, I got that, but I mean, I didn't know if there's any other like geographical landmark.
That's what I'm asking.
No, it didn't sound like it. I mean, was there anything that we could have asked?
He didn't see anything particular there. It didn't seem like a city where people were necessarily living, though. It seemed more ancient, rundown.
Okay. Definitely something foul afoot, it seems.
This is my problem with divination. It's always so uncertain.
Well, it's still more information than we've had, so perhaps we can learn some more. Maybe somebody somewhere around, either here or any of the other settlements, might know something about this city.
DM, you don't have to do it now, but sometime while we're sitting there drinking, can Gerald and I suss out any other guides that might be available here? Just add us to the list of stuff to do.
Sure. So we see listings for.
Well, we don't have to do it now. I just like after you've done the other two groups.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything left for us to cover here at the church? Sounds like it's about everything that we needed to get and learn.
Yeah, he feels like it's coming from that direction. He doesn't know the name of the place. Not that he really would. But yeah, kind of freaked out, and he's hoping that can be enough information to go on. Maybe a wilderness guide knows about it or something. Maybe.
Okay. God, I swear, if this is that freaking crazy necromancer from World of Warcraft, I'm be mad.
Which one?
I don't know. There's several ones. The one with the cat.
Oh, Kel'Thuzad?
Yeah, that one.
I've had to kill that motherfucker 3 times.
He was a lich. He doesn't stay dead. Did you get the refract?
I even killed him after I killed his phylactery. I had to kill him
Damn.
in the afterlife. It's like, god damn it.
Well, the first time you kill him, he's not a lich.
In World of Warcraft, he is.
Yeah, Warcraft 3, he's not a lich.
I killed him 3 times there too.
Cool. So
So I guess we fixed our thing. I guess I'll let Liara know that our meeting point's going to be this harbor area down here.
Very well.
Also, while I'm out with the professor, I'd like to purchase that bug spray and other things we may need.
Mosquito
So-
netting, citronella candles.
Smoke and Professor Benmis, you two go and, based on the contact information on the listing, you're able to hunt down. His name is Musharib. Let me see. He's a dwarf actually, but he's completely albino. And he. Let's see. Do I have a handout for him? I think I have a handout. There we go. This handout feels a little weird because I feel like I wouldn't post this on the wall of a tavern, but sure. That's what he posted. He is looking for someone that can help him clear out an old dwarven home.
It's a new.
And when you guys were looking at the listings of other guides that might be out there, it seems like the standard fee, not that it can't be negotiated, but it seems like the standard fee is 5 gold a day. And it also seems to be customary to pay 30 days up front.
So you need 150
Means
gold.
does.
Yep, that could be your first quest. Get money.
Well, I mean, he's willing to negotiate to waive his fee if we promise to help him. And seeing as how it's a dwarf, I'm a dwarf, you're a dwarf, and you're a dwarf, we should help out a fellow dwarf.
Tenzin agrees with that one.
There to promise anything.
There. Those are the 4 that you see listed. Not saying there aren't other people that could guide you, but these are the 4 you see here.
She wants a wooden mask.
So, the 2 of you are going out to find Mr. Musharib. It doesn't even say his name. Are you on the handout? Well, that's annoying.
Well, I guess if you're looking for... It's... You go find them by their look over their face. But yeah, I'm with you. It's weird. This one sounds like a druid.
Oh, the lady?
Yeah, the second lady.
Yes. Oh, this is a one-armed dwarf. A red dragon bit off his arm.
Rude.
I'm going to have to try very hard not to play him like Cotton Hill.
No, absolutely. play
Yeah,
him that way.
lean into Cotton Hill.
Please. I will say...
No, do the Colonel from Murder Mystery.
So the first 2 have fees that can be waived if you help them out. The other
Yeah, that's
ones,
what it looks like.
The other ones don't have that, but each one has, I guess, their own perks. But I'd be down to help this this dwarf guy if we find out where this place is that he wants to go.
Yeah, if it's on the way, I'm down.
You guys also, after questioning a little bit, Tanny, are you pushing? After questioning for a little bit, you find out that this albino-ness apparently isn't unique. Like, all of his people are albino. That's just what dwarves are like here on Schult. He's a native.
Interesting.
Cool.
I guess, can we say after seeing this posting, can I get the map from, I'm having probably remember people's names.
Thoridne?
Thoridne, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
For the
pull
day.
it
And,
out.
yeah, I'll give Thoridne back the map at the end after we've got
Absolutely
our
fine.
guide. And just, we're talking to him, ask him where his place is. And let him know our end goal of what we're looking for.
And basically, I'm just there to make sure he's not just trying to sell us a load of bull. So if I need to make any checks for that, I will.
I will check this
When talking to him, he seems. Let's see. So it's just the two of you talking to him, right?
I think so.
When talking, he seems to be like exclusively addressing Professor Benbus. Like, he kind of looked at you, he knows you're there, but he never seems to be looking at you when he's talking. It's like he's addressing the other dwarf, kind of a thing. And he says that, yeah, I mean, he knows the area, that kind of thing. If you guys are strong, I mean, he would really love someone that could come out and help him with his ancestral home. Like, at the very least, even if we don't exterminate the fire newts out there, if we could go in and just get Moradin's gauntlet, that would be the best thing ever. I mean, yeah, I can take you somewhere else, but come on, man. It's our ancestral home. Like,
right.
Feel the dwarf pride, man.
Where is this place? And I open up the map I have and I show it to him.
Mm-hmm. It is in... Sorry, I'm loading the map on my screen.
It's fine.
Where is it? Jesus, I can't find it on the map.
Love that.
Okay, here it is.
Okay.
He points to it way down in the Kobold Mountains.
That is way over
Vaguely.
there.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I'll tell him we will absolutely go and I'll need to talk to the party, but I'm pretty sure we can convince the other two dwarfs in the party to help you.
It doesn't seem like he's leaving out any information or anything like that, does he?
You can inside him.
Whoa.
Incredible.
Smoke knows all.
Listen, this is what a good night's sleep and a glass of milk does, guys.
Smoke just knows how to con. Cons always know the cons, right?
Sure. Yeah. Don't give away all my secrets.
No, he doesn't seem like he's lying. He really seems like he's hopeful that you guys will help him go, the full 9 yards and reclaim the entire place, but he'll settle for what he can get for now.
We will absolutely try and help you reclaim the place, but Not going to guarantee it, but I'm going to imply that I'm guaranteeing that we can at least get the gauntlet back for him.
You're super stealthy like that.
As I reach down and I rub the top of the Tabaxi's head.
You sure she can even carry a dwarven gauntlet?
We'll find out soon enough.
We certainly will.
Well, let me know when you plan to head out. And bring your rain catcher. I don't have too many spares.
Note to self, pick up a rain catcher.
Yeah. Adding it to the list with bug spray.
Anything else you'd recommend us picking up while we're here?
Insect repellent. Those fuckers bite.
That's on our list.
There's a couple ways traveling around. Which way are you planning? You got a ship?
That's where we're heading to next after we found a guide. So if you know of any ships that are hiring to go up the river Soren Star, we will gladly take that under advisement. And then do you think we need to get the pass from the people?
The Flaming Fist.
Yeah, those guys.
Guys are assholes coming in trying to take our forest.
So I take that as a no.
That's up to you. They ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Then we continue on with our plan.
Indeed.
The river, you'll probably just want, per him, you'll probably just want a couple of canoes or something. Lets you move about twice. Going up the river lets you move about twice as fast as on foot. Although it does get pretty annoying in the swamps. Don't think we'll run into any swamps between here and there. The river becomes too narrow for ocean ships to head up there. Let me see if I can find out what a canoe costs. I know I have the price, I just don't have it in front of me.
So we're going to need a canoe for 6, plus a canoe for him.
Let's see, canoes, when you guys are going to love this number. You ready for this?
Yeah.
50.
50 what?
Gold.
For a canoe?
Buy one or like rent it?
That holds 6 people.
Oh, one canoe holds 6 people, so we need 2 canoes.
I guess it's functionally like a rowboat.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
canoes are
really
like
long.
3 people max
Well,
usually.
let's look at my money.
Well, if everybody chips in 10 gold, we're golden.
Like I said, so the average travel speed, I'm gonna talk a little bit in game mechanics terms here. When doing the hex crawl, the overland travel, assuming we're not getting lost or anything like that, your travel pace is going to be about 1 hex a day.
Okay.
Going up the river, it'll be about 2 hexes. These are 10-mile hexes, so your travel pace through the jungle is about 10 miles a day, but the canoe on a river can let you go faster, let you go up to 20.
This is why we
Now,
needed
overland-
the airship.
Now, those vaguely familiar with overland travel rules, you can try to go at a faster or a slower pace. The faster pace tends to be more reckless. You're not looking out as closely for ambushes or things like that. Those, it's like a 50% chance if you get a second hex in this. So it could be that you move at a fast pace and you still only go 1 hex. But then maybe the next day you go 2 hexes. I haven't decided quite how to do that. We might treat it as like 15 miles. So guaranteed after 2 days, you'd move 3 hexes after 2 days. Yeah, but basically that's roughly the pace we're looking at. So the canoe for 50 gold lets you go up the river a lot faster. There are other things you can do around here. Like tomorrow is the dinosaur races. You can try gambling on the race. There's probably somebody set to be sent through Executioner's Run too. You can maybe go gamble on them too. Lots of ways to make money. Or you can do smaller quests, more local, like maybe there's something to do out in Fort Balurian. Maybe they need help too. There's that one lady needed escort to Camp Vengeance. Who knows what she's about?
That's 190 miles to Camp Vengeance.
Yep, pretty far. Yeah, on the one hand, the death curse sucks, and it would be nice to get rid of it. On the other hand, I don't want to imprint too hard on the urgency of it, because this is a large land, and there's lots of things to do, so don't feel too rushed to do it all immediately, so to speak.
Yeah.
I absolutely want to bet on those dinosaur races.
I mean, that's tomorrow.
I mean, because that's like 400 or 500 miles as the crow flies to get to.
To get to the Cobalt Mountains?
To get to his old dwarven home, yeah. To the middle of the Kobold Mountains.
I mean, the alternative would be to hire a boat and get all the way to, was it Shilku? Don't know anything about that, but it's a lot shorter of a walk at that point.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you can get an ocean ship. That's true.
Oh, you're talking about to the guy down here. Yeah, but there's
Mhm.
mountains and stuff, and there's pirates. I was going to take the chance saying that the stuff up here close to us is within our level.
I think it's more the closer you get to the coastline, the easier it's going to be. As you get inside, it's going to get a little bit harsher.
Right, but I mean, the stuff that we're known is going to be easy. Like, we could see the map for Camp Vengeance.
Mm-hmm. I say we start with that.
Yeah, so I've got 60 gold, so that's one canoe.
I've got 89.
So between the two of us, we can get the 2 canoes we need, plus all the other materials. So yeah, let's talk to, what'd you say, Musharib?
So Musharib is the albino dwarf.
Yeah. Let's get him to give us the list of stuff we need, so we know the rain catcher, the bug spray, and do you have anything else?
Yeah, and my brain is starting to fail me, so this may be something we take offline, like after session, to just figure out the details of, like, just so I don't forget to tell you something, and then we leave, and I'm like, oh, you should have bought that, and it's like, why didn't you mention it?
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, we can put that in chat and stuff. I'm just saying, like, that's what we're ending with Musharib. It's finding out our shopping list for this session.
So have you settled on Musharib then, or actually let's jump over to Tenzin and Gerald. Did you guys want to go and investigate any other?
Only if they were in the same tavern as us. I wouldn't really leave until it was time to meet up with everyone at the bridge or the harbor.
They're in the same area of town. They're around the Red Bazaar. I don't think any were in the same tavern, though.
Right. And then I guess the only other person Tenzin would be interested in talking to would be Iku. Because she sounded like she was like, hey, in it for helping the kiddos instead of just for the money, right? So.
Well, I guess maybe we divide up the 4 guides between 2 for us and 2 for them. Just so we can cover the most in the least amount of time.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess we could. Gerald and I could look at the Iku and the other dwarf.
EQ and Hugh.
Yep.
We'll take the first 2. You take the last 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Sorry, repeat it again for the DM. I was reading up on the guide.
We're going to split the party to go talk to people.
Yes.
Smoke and the professor are going to go hit Musharib and Stormfang.
Then Tenzin and Gerald are going to do Iku and Hugh.
Gotcha. You
aren't hitting the 5.
We have 5 minutes left tonight. If think maybe that might be a good place to kick off next session. Help us get back into the mental space for.
Well, and like for most of this, because we're just trying to gauge people, can we do it like just offline? Here's what each person's kind of expecting, requiring, sort of thing, and then us start is like, all right, here's the guide we would want to hire or something like that.
I'm down for that. That makes
We
sense.
could.
Yeah.
Now, while you guys are running around interviewing people, it's not going to take that long for Liara and Thoridne, to finish up what they're doing. So are you guys just going down to wait at the docks for hours while these guys interview guides, or are you coming back to the inn?
I was under the impression that it was going to be around the same time.
Yeah, I was too. So
well, if they're interviewing four
it's going
guides,
to take
instead of
longer.
one.
Suddenly they've decided to interview.
Well, no, like so Smoke and I could go to the dock and grab them after we interview the first guide.
Okay.
I just don't want to cut Zach and Michelle out of all the action.
No, yeah. So Smoke and I will go grab them after we interview the first guide, because we'll look at the time and realize, oh, this took longer than we thought. Let's get to the docks.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And now they've picked up, and there was Smoke and the professor.
Cool. Yeah, let me double check a list of materials or something that any of the guides might recommend. And
Because then we can always come back and be like, okay, well, each of these recommends something different. Let's just get it all.
Fair enough.
Right. That costs us more money than we have. Dinosaur races!
Zach.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I said, so what did I say, dinosaur races today or in 2 days?
Tomorrow.
It was the next day.
Tomorrow, right. Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
you
because it was
Danny?
2 days from the day you arrived. So then
Yeah.
you guys slept overnight, and now it's tomorrow. So you could hang out one more day and have a dinosaur race.
Ah.
Yeah, and who knows? There may be other things that approach you in the city. Lots going on. I have a lot of hooks. I only gave you guys like 10% of the hooks that I have. Like,
There was like 4 hooks you gave us here.
Yeah, and there's even more. Like, you're gonna ask, oh, can we do this? I'm gonna be like, fun fact, here's a whole nother side quest with different part of the map. I haven't even told you what these 3 guides want. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Schultz is wild.
And that's like, it feels like, hey, it's a sandbox. Go play, have fun.
Right?
Don't die.
Exactly.
Oh, and I don't remember who all was here when I was chatting up Jason at the very beginning of the session, but I installed a module that may or may not prove useful. In the left-hand toolbar, along the left side of the screen, is a little like bookmark icon, journal notes.
Oh, yeah.
It's also on the right side under journals. It says quest log at the very bottom.
Yeah, and there's a button for quest log and quest tracker, but if you go to the quest log, this just lets us put in quests. I don't know. And track the different objectives and details and things like that. I kind of just installed the module and gave users permission to edit it, and it might prove useful. It might not. I don't know.
I've put 3 things in it so far.
Oh, Jason,
Camp Vengeance, Shield Guardian, and Soulmonger.
The other module I've installed that could be helpful. This is on the right-hand side. If you go to the Actors tab, it's the little person icon. Right near the top should be a button called Party Resources. This could be a nice way to track things that aren't on anyone's character sheet, like the canoe, or rations if you guys aren't storing it in your backpack, if you're putting it like in the base of the canoe or something, or on a wagon, or things like that. This could be a nice place to track shared resources or loot or who knows what. I don't know if all the permissions are in place for it, but maybe. So I've installed a couple modules in Foundry that hopefully will make life easy. Feel free to play with them, figure it out. These things would be very different at a table where I could hand you paper and you stick it in a folder. But
one thing I will say is, like, looking at the Chult map, I don't know if it's just with everything on it or how big it is, but it slows down my computer quite a bit.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's the size, to be honest. It's a very big map.
I don't know if that's something we can
Fun.
solve anytime soon.
might-
But yeah.
Yeah, there might be some client-side settings we could change too to reduce like animations.
And
Because it
Nathan,
might be
if,
trying to simulate light or something.
and if you send me the file, maybe I just cut the map in half so you have a north and south.
Clicking the bookmark button made the little book where it has the location of Wizard Book show up.
Yeah.
Ah.
And Zach, there might
And I
be
can
a
move
little,
it. I didn't want to do that.
the little purple pin. It says toggle notes display. You might be able to click that and like have it permanently on. So even when you go back to your token tool, you
No,
can
it doesn't.
That's fine. I know how to access it, so I can at least get to that kind of stuff real quick and easy.
Yeah, you have to click on journal notes for it to be there.
The important thing is now I know how to get to that.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
Online
that's it.
stuff is going to be interesting. Yay, hex crawl. Yeah, I'll figure out what's needed for food and drink and things like that, especially because I know there's a couple of hunter-gatherers in our group. So
Hello.
Goodberry.
Hooray.
there may be situations where your background trait, it's not that it won't function, but it'll turn into like advantage on a roll rather than auto success. So we'll see how that goes. Just because Cholt is a bitch. So yeah.
I would hope at a certain level, it's like, dude, they're more scared of me than I am of them, and it's like, run away.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
Yeah, it's more like which
All right.
tile on the
Have a
map.
good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, I guess that means absolutely should probably end it with the rest of y'all too. This
Yeah.
was fun. This was fun. We
That's
got a lot of stuff to
interesting.
think about and a lot of things to
Yeah. So we'll look forward to your notes in chat this week, Nathan.
Yeah, this could be fun, dragging the librarian out into the jungle.
do.
Be a great time. I'm so
With-
looking forward to this.
With the archaeologist.
Right?
Nobody got my Illinois bones joke.
No,